Several reports and campaign filings suggest left-wing billionaire George Soros may be seeking to advance his progressive agenda during this year's midterm elections. One America's Kristian Rouz explains.
Globalist billionaire George Soros ramps up his presence in Oregon, funneling hefty donations into yet another race for district attorney. A newly formed political action committee called Oregon Law and Justice has invested at least $150,000 on mail and digital advertising on behalf of left-wing lawyer Max Wall.
I believe that we can keep our community safe while still making sure that low-level offenders have access to treatment and services to turn their lives around. I also believe that everyone should be held accountable because no one is above the law, even members of law enforcement.
Wall is running to become a DA in Washington County, which has recently become a battleground for criminal justice reform. His main opponent is Chief Deputy DA Kevin Barton. Until recently, Barton was considered to be the leading candidate to replace retiring DA Bob Herman. But now he may be facing an uphill battle as recent donations from the Oregon Law and Justice PAC has helped turn Wall from a little-known defense attorney into a local icon of social justice.
In terms of the rumors about money and billionaires, I can tell you that I haven't been promised $1 by anyone. My two largest contributions so far come from two friends, one from college, one from high school, in the amount of $1,000. I've seen and heard some of these rumors, and they are not true.
According to campaign filings, the PAC gave generous donations to Wall's campaign earlier this month, and it's not immediately clear where the money is coming from. However, the PAC's ties to Soros are all but too explicit, as campaign filings name longtime Soros operative Whitney Timas as the director of Oregon Law and Justice. Timas, a former prosecutor turned political consultant, was previously helping Soros get involved in other DA races across the country, including the Philadelphia DA race last May.
Not to look at individual cases and say, hey, in the case of John Doe here, this happened, in the case of Jane Doe, this is what happened, but to look very broadly and help our partners see clearly at every stage at which prosecutors exercise discretion what the aggregate outcomes were and if they were racially fair or if there was cause for concerns.
Timas and Soros employed a similar tactic in Philadelphia last year. They established a Justice and Safety PAC, which endorsed a civil rights lawyer for a DA just ahead of the filing deadline. Now in Oregon, there is rife speculation out-of-state money could be involved in the DA race, as Timas's listed address is a DC office for law firm Perkins Coie, which is located in California.
You'll see that my donations, some of them are from around the country because I have family and friends around the country. I would hope my opponent also has family and friends around the country supporting this race.
Perkins Coie was used to establish left-wing PACs similar to Law and Justice in at least 14 other DA races across the US. Additionally, as One American News reported last November, Perkins Coie allegedly paid $1 million to Fusion GPS back in 2016 to fabricate the Russian dossier against President Trump.
I consider the Trump administration a danger to the world, but I regard it as a purely temporary phenomenon that will disappear in 2020 or even sooner.
According to reports, Wall spoke with Timas before announcing his decision to run as a progressive DA candidate. While Oregon Law and Justice has denied its financial ties to Soros, a DC-based PAC of the same name also spent at least $21,000 on behalf of Wall so far, without disclosing its sources of financing. Additionally, the DC-based Law and Justice gave Oregon Law and Justice at least $100,000, according to campaign filings, shortly after it was established on March the 15th.
I have no idea what my opponent wants to do differently. I think he is being fed talking points by people outside of Washington County and outside of Oregon. It's really just their experiment in their worldview that they're trying to superimpose on Washington County.
Deputy DA Barton explicitly claimed the Wall campaign is pocketing East Coast dark money. The face-off between Barton and Wall is slated for May the 17th. Kristian Rouz, One American News.
We can use your help. Call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call today.